Hey, what's up, family? So, we're back with another one. And you know, this one also is going to pertain to me. If you want to know how to completely transform your life in the next 6 months and get closer to God at the same time, then you're going to want to watch this video. And I'm telling you, I'm going to drop some heat on you. You know, you see a lot of people always wonder, how can I get closer to God? How can I hear from God? Because I want my life to go in a certain direction, but I don't know which way to go. A lot of people deal with this, right? Because I've dealt with it too. And I think we all deal with it at a certain point in our life. And the number one hidden secret that nobody talks about, and I would say that maybe some people talk about it, but it's not talked about near enough. If you want to know how to get close to God, it's to get closer to yourself. Your conscience is the authentic voice of God. Your conscience. So when your conscience is telling you you need to stay away from this person, that's God talking to you. That's your Christ self talking to you. You are made in the image and likeness of God. You are made in his image. Now, what does that mean to be made in his image? That means that you have all the attributes of God. And what you have to understand is that's why the world is always pushing the things that they're pushing. That is why it's a spiritual battle for your energy, for your consciousness, There's all these things trying to block you from reaching your Christ self. So if you want to transform your life, then you have to start following your consciousness. And the only way that you can do that is to unplug from all the distractions, unplug from all the things that are stealing your energy, that are stealing your mental capacity. The people that aren't serving you, the people that are dragging you down, the relationships that you keep chasing, the alcohol, the drugs, everything. You know what it is. Your conscience already knows what it is that keeps blocking you from being your highest self. So if you can truly lock in for the rest of these, what is it? We're in June. So 6 months. If you can lock in for these last 6 months of this year and truly make sacrifices to become the best version of yourself, you can completely transform your life in 6 months. And I'm not just speaking on opinions because I've done it. Now, I'm not exactly where I want to be, but let me tell you something. The only place that I want to be is in a certain financial space. But that's the last step. You know, the main goal, the main focus for abundance should be getting closer to God, yourself, your highest self, healing from the past, forgiving anybody who has hurt you, completely forgiving them and letting go. Because if that energy, if that feeling, if that past thought, the thoughts that you have, if they are not serving your greatest version of yourself, you need to let them go. Because what I want you to understand is peace and chaos can't reside in the same space. It's all energetic. It's all energy. So if your mind is so focused on the people that hurt you, the chaos going on around you, and you continue to focus on that, it's going to steal your peace. It's going to be the focal energy that your body performs at. Which is why you have to take steps. You have to give yourself grace. Forgive yourself as well. Not just other people, but forgive yourself for mistakes that you've made. Or maybe that you've hurt somebody and you weren't your greatest version of yourself. Forgiveness is the first step. Because once you forgive and let go and understand that we all make mistakes, that none of us are perfect. Once you let go of every single resentment, any of the things that doesn't bring you peace, you have to completely let go of it so that you can then begin to raise your energy, raise your frequency to a higher level and move in the image of God. Because then once you clear that energy, that low energy that is around you, that is within you, because what is within you is also what is around you. So your outer world is a direct reflection of your inner world. I've said this before. So once you can release that negative energy and forgive and understand that anything that has happened was meant to push you into the person that you are right now. It was meant to give you wisdom. It was meant to help transform you. It was meant to help you learn lessons about yourself. It was meant to reflect to you on the things that you need to work on. So even if a person hurts you, understand that that was a reflection to show you what you need to work on. Because regardless of what they did, it brought out a certain energy in you. So that's the first step, is healing and forgiveness of other people and yourself. Because once you do that, you are an empty vessel. So now once you've emptied the negative energy, you will begin to pour positive energy into yourself. And working out at least 3 times a week. At reading spiritual books, mindset books, the Bible, meditating, talking to God and talking to yourself, speaking life over yourself. There's death and life is in the power of the tongue. So speak greatness, speak life over yourself. Understand that you're meant for greatness. You're meant for more. And your spirit knows that. Your consciousness knows that. So you have to first release the things holding you back. Release the trauma, the heartbreak, the hurt. Bring forgiveness into your heart so that you can begin to pour into yourself and raise your energy. And then take actionable steps that are going to put you in the right direction to become the version of yourself that you want to be. And you got to ask yourself, no matter what it is, here's the easiest way to understand the steps to take. Like I just said, number 1 is always following your conscious. You're always following your intuition, your conscious. It's always going to lead you in the right direction. As long as you make the right choice. You have to ask yourself, there is the old, lower version of me right here. And there is the new, highest version, the Christ consciousness version of myself. The God version of myself is here. So anytime you're trying to make a choice, you have to ask yourself, this choice that I'm trying to make, is it going to feed my lower self, my old self, or is it going to feed my God self? You ever seen the old saying, WWJD, what would Jesus do? Think about it. When it says, what would Jesus do? It's talking about Christ and your Christ self, because you are made in his image. What would you do if you were the highest version of yourself? And understand that God's got your back as well. So if whenever you make a choice, you try your best to make the choice that is going to lead you to the highest Christ self. What is going to lead you not only closer to God, but you to move as a God in your God energy, in your Christ energy. So you have to do that. That's step 2. And then you have to start evaluating. Disappear, go ghost mode. Sit by yourself and pay attention to everything going on in your world. And ask, what is serving you and what is distracting you? Or what is leading you back to your old self? What is blocking you from reaching your Christ self, your highest version? If you have to block numbers, block numbers. If you have to change locations, change locations. If you need to stay single, stay single. Because what you have to understand is you are who you're around. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are. If you're with a low vibrational person that's tugging on your energy, that's draining your energy, you can't be your highest self. Especially when you're trying to level up, you're trying to pour into yourself. When you're trying to pour into yourself and you're pouring into somebody else and they're taking your energy, then you have no energy to give to yourself. You're depleting your energy. Lock in for these last 6 months. If you can lock in and focus on health, focus on the gym, focus on what you're putting in your body. Focus on what you're putting in your mind. Like, are you scrolling TikTok? Are you scrolling these pointless social media things for hours on end? And watching things that are distracting you and taking your energy. And start transforming what you give your energy to. Asking yourself, is this donating to my Christ self? Think about the person that you want to become. The highest version of yourself, and write it down. Your goal. You need to start making your goal a standard. Stop making it just a goal, because a goal, you have a choice. A standard is who you are. So write your standard down of who you are and who you want to become at the top of this piece of paper. And then underneath of that, I want you to put, from the beginning of the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, what would that person do on a day-to-day basis to be that person that they are? You have to act as if you're already him. Act as if you're already her. The person that you want to be, the goal that you want to hit, the job that you want to have, the relationship that you want to have, the peace that you want to cultivate, how you want to feel, how you want to look, everything. Evaluate it all and write it down. And then underneath that, put the steps that you need to take that makes you that person. What does that person do when they wake up? They meditate. They wake up in the beginning of their day and sit in the quiet and thank God for another day. Give gratitude for everything that I do have. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have, because that's going to raise your energy. That's going to raise your vibration. And gratitude will always bring in more blessings. You know, if you're in a relationship and you're constantly giving somebody something and they're not grateful, you know, like maybe to some people flowers are a small thing, or a note is a small thing, but it's an act of love. It's still a blessing, you know? If you give someone a note and express how you feel about them, and then you give them some flowers, and they just set it down and don't even tell you thank you, and it happens time and time and time and time again, are you going to stop giving them that blessing? And are you going to think that they care about you? No, you're not. So think about it the same way as God, with God. Understand that you got to treat God as if it's a loving relationship as well. You'll give your whole heart and soul to these people that ain't good for you, but you won't give that same energy, that same love, that same dedication to God. The moment that he doesn't give you what you want, you think it's not yours. You think you're not good enough. You think he doesn't love you. And that's not how it works. He's wanting you to become the person that you need to be that can hold the blessing that's meant for you. Understand that tests breed lions. The tests are what going to mold you into the person that you were meant to be. All you have to do is continue to take action steps to reach that person. To reach that person that you know you need to be, and listen to your conscience when you make decisions. That's why it's great to unplug. Unplug from being around people. Unplug from going out and doing certain things that you know aren't serving you or that are taking your money. Fall back and start focusing on you and God. And when you want to get closer to God, like I said before, get closer to yourself. Heal the inside of your spirit. Heal the spirit and the heart and the mind, and it'll heal the soul. And the soul is God. The soul is where you will find God, and it will begin to talk to you. Your conscience will start to guide you and lead you into the directions that you need to go to follow your purpose that God has for you. And if you fall, if you fail, understand that you got to forgive yourself, because we aren't perfect. We're all going to fall short of the glory because our flesh. I fall short. We all fall short. None of us are perfect, and we don't need to act like we're perfect. That puts too much pressure on you. When you fail, get right back up and think of how you can fix it. Give yourself grace. Forgive yourself. See, a lot of you will forgive other people that you care about more than you'll forgive yourself. And the thing is you can't love somebody else correctly if you can't love yourself correctly first. And even if someone tries to love you, you ain't going to let them, because you don't truly love yourself. And that's something that I had to learn as well. You know, so if you want to completely transform your life, you need to unplug from anything that is stealing your time and energy and that is blocking you from being that highest version of yourself. And take steps every day to become the person that you need to be, to reach that person that you want to be for these next 6 months. Go ghost mode. If you can do this, when January hits and everybody wants to say, new year, new me, everybody wants to set these new year resolutions, you already started it right now. So that when January comes and you'll say, I don't even need to set a New Year's resolution because I completely transformed myself in the past 6 months. And now January 1st, the only resolution that I have is to stay on the course, stay on the path, and evaluate all the great things that I've done behind me. That's what I've been trying to do when January comes, is write down all the things that I'm grateful for, write down all the things that I've changed. Because sometimes we can forget at how far we've come in the past 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Think about the person that you were before you had your awakening. Or if you're just now stepping into this, or just now seeing this video, know that this is your sign to lock in, go ghost, heal yourself, forgive, and unplug from everything that's blocking you from becoming the highest version of yourself. So I just wanted to drop this message on you all. You know, I love y'all, and I'm going to try to lock in more. You know, I'm very busy working on business and also working a job at the same time. And plus I'm in the gym all the time, you know, and I've been trying to heal this gut issue that I had for the past year. It's been rough, you know, but everything happens for a reason, man. And we got this, y'all. I love y'all, man. And you got this. You're doing better than you think. And you're so much greater than you think. Stay focused, stay positive, stay blessed. And I'll see you on the next one. Salute.